Prepare to explore. Get out of the city and into an adventure that moves the whole family. Prepare to be moved. The all-new Nissan X-Trail.
A LISTNR production.
State government won't support a proposed offshore wind farm off the Limestone coast. The date of the Indigenous Voice to Parliament referendum expected to be announced in SA later today, and new data reveals people looking for a tree change are staying in the southeast. Good morning, it's Andrew Shaw with your Limestone Coast local news. Weather today across the region, there'll be a shower or two for the southeast. We're heading for a top of 14 degrees today, showers easing and 15 degrees tomorrow, then cloudy and 16 degrees on Friday. The state government has seemingly thrown its support behind calls for a proposed offshore wind farm in the southeast to end at the border with Victoria. While it's not under state government jurisdiction being offshore, Primary Industries Minister Claire Scriven and Environment Minister Susan Close say while the proposed farm should start in Warrnambool, it should go no further than the border. Concerns have grown in recent months, particularly from Port Macdonald residents, that the wind farms could negatively impact local marine life and the town's fishery. The federal consultation period on the issue will come to an end tomorrow. The day of the referendum on an Indigenous Voice to Parliament is expected to be announced in South Australia later today, as news comes that community forum to discuss the voice will be held in the Limestone Coast next week. Sir Robert Helpman Theatre in Mount Gambier will host the event on Wednesday, September 6, with Burrundy's Aboriginal Corporation, AC Care and SACOS partnering to deliver it. South Australia is expected to implement a state-based voice at some stage next year. Regional South Australia continues to buck a trend we're seeing in the larger states where there's been a population shift back to the cities. Nerida Conisbee is the chief economist at the Ray White Group. She says it's not a fluke that people who've recently moved to the area are deciding to stay on the Limestone coast.
A lot of it has to do with the fact that there has been a lot of jobs created through the pandemic. We've had some really good agricultural conditions, and then it's also likely that a lot of people who moved during the pandemic are really enjoying it there and deciding not to move back.
Environment authorities are investigating after hundreds of frogs died at a lagoon near Narracourt. The southern bell and striped marsh frogs died at Hacks Lagoon Conservation Park and Bull Lagoon Game Reserve. The Bull Lagoon campground and walks are closed until tomorrow as authorities investigate whether a fungus known to kill frogs may have been a factor. And we may hear further today about the state government's ongoing negotiations with the Education Union today, as they try to avert a public school teacher strike across the Limestone coast planned for Friday. The Education Union's SA branch president, Andrew Gold, has apologised to parents should it go ahead, but says teachers are experiencing some shocking conditions right across the state.
After this, there is no turning back. You sip the red can, the story ends. You sip the black can, you enter dreamland. And I show you just how good the truth can taste. Take the Pepsi Max Taste Challenge.
Time to take a look at some sport now, and following a strong season for the Mount Gambier Pioneers, they've retained the services of a favourite for season 2024. American Hayley Reinhold has signed on again for the third season on the trot, 44 games already under her belt, and with an average 13.16 points per game, little wonder the Pioneers wanted to keep her around. Reinhold says her teammates as well as the program, head coach Matt Sutton's running was a key factor in putting pen to paper. And keep an eye on the AFL's awards night, which gets underway at 6:30pm this evening. Limestone Coast boy Jordan Dawson will be hoping to make it through to the final 22 in the All-Australian squad. The Crow skipper was named alongside Taylor Walker in the squad of 44 this year for their standout performances this season. The club's campaign came to an end on Saturday night.